Story number 2, is the Second Amendment in danger? Folks, the Second Amendment gives us a right to bear arms. Like you see what happens across the world. You see what the founding fathers, you're starting to see what they saw. Fear. These men had knowledge, they had power, they were making a country, they wanted to have some country for everybody to explore the world, to have freedom for all and justice. You see it all in the writings. They were thinkers, and they did have a tarnished resume with slavery, but some of them started to repent in the end. But it shows you that the right for the citizen to obtain a weapon because of power. What happens if the government gets too powerful? We saw it in the Democratic debate when Beto O'Rourke said that he would take away AR-15s and away from Americans. We see the uproar it caused. It is causing inside of the news. This is why this story has the potential it has, because what would happen if you were to unarm the citizens? If you were to really get them emotionally believing that if they give up all their weapons that there will be peace on this planet. Folks, I'm going to be a realist, and there's evil in the world. There are people who just don't give a damn, who will steal your weapons, take your children, rape them. That's what this world does to people. You cannot cure something that somebody starts to believe. You're starting to see it. The only time you can cure it is you have to get this person into your state of mind, which some people refuse to do. Some people are just naturally pessimistic. It may be what they're eating. It may be what they're reading. It may be what they're watching. But some people will take guns and use them for their own good. They're called criminals. You can call them evil. You can call them Satanists, demonic. That's the reality. People have battled with this problem for centuries. The fact is what would happen if you take away everybody's weapons and you give those who want to prey on innocent people's lives, if you give them that power that they need without them being armed or something to protect themselves. This is why the founding fathers of this country put this into the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. What happens if the government gets too big, starts selling our trade secrets, selling out to other countries, the communism, selling us out to other nations, and all of a sudden the people have to defend themselves? You look at Iran, you look at all the stuff that's going on across the world. People need protection in the house. If you don't know martial arts, you may be able to resort to that firearm, that bow and arrow. That's why you have to look at your Second Amendment rights. We've lost a lot of people because of bad behavior. But does this give the politician the right to say, take away all their weapons? NRA sues San Francisco after lawmaker declared it a terrorist organization. New poll claims that most Americans want to see Congress pass gun restrictions. Folks, I have to get you to understand this. I have to get into a deep conversation with you so you can understand how important it is that you obtain your Second Amendment rights. You need to have defense. I was a gunner's mate in the Navy. I worked on the most advanced missile system in the world. You need protection. There are people, other nations. You look at the Bible, other territories. That's why you have to stay on your toes. You read books, productive. There are people who don't want to see you succeed in life. They're constantly trying to bring you down, constantly trying to drag you into the pit of hell, folks. This is why writers go crazy, because they're seeing things like they are. I'm a writer. I can tell you this. Every day I have to reinterpret the world to give you what you need, to get you informed and comfortable. People need something to protect themselves. This is not science. This is a reality, folks. Look throughout all of history. There is no cure for this. People, it's like a disease that spreads. You can look at the decay on the trees. Do I have to get poetic with you, folks? This Second Amendment is serious. And when you hear politicians or anybody saying they need to force you to stop protecting yourself, to stop having common sense, that's why story number 2 has the substance. And that's why it's scary when you see that a new poll says Americans want to give that right up, or there's only way you could restrict this is you have to outthink the enemy. That's how you have to do it. You have to outthink them. And that's why you have laws, legislation. How do you outthink them? You have to get into their, see where they're hiding at. You have to go under their mat. There's a snake in there somewhere. I hope it's not in the basement where I live at, because it could sneak up on you. You have to be on guard, folks. Every animal, every thing on this planet has a defense system. Think about that. Why would God design us with a defense system? Why does every living creature have some type of defense system? That's something to think about, some food for thought. It's because we have to balance out the power. Nature balances itself out. Texas fisherman reels in a semi-automatic rifle on a lake. That just shows you that there's somebody out there who's doing something they have no business doing. And if you want to eliminate that thought, you have to be a little bit more, I would say, sympathetic to your fellow man. Some people just don't have love in their life. That's why we have to show love in this life. Story number 2 definitely has the ability. You're in the Mediator with me, Brian West, where I stay in the middle, navigating the news, trying to make sense of an amazing world that we live in. If you want to be a contributor, help out anyway, first I have to remind you that I am just a mediator, staying in the middle, navigating the news, doing the research just for you. You may not have the time, but that's why I'm pulling out my hand and I'm saying I can take you to where you need to go. I can keep you informed. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to give you informed. I'm not going to make your decisions for you. I just have to give you something to feed off of, and that's news, material, intellect, so you can go about your day. If you want to be a contributor, it's your choice. It doesn't take much. All you have to do is visit www.method8inc.com, method8inc.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, or just read something, or just sponsor a program. I go through tons of stories, 50 or more, reading book after book, because I believe in the spirit of a person to be able to get better, to change by growing in knowledge and staying informed. If you want to be a contributor, it doesn't take much. METHOD, the number 8, INC.com, method8.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, read something, or just sponsor a program. Every little bit counts.
If you need help, then dial your operator.
Have no fear, fellow citizens. The Mediator is